One of the more common questions people always ask regarding Pesach is regarding Mechirat Chametz, the selling of Chametz. Rabbi, is this real? Is this some sort of joke? Do we really sell the Chametz to a goy? We know that he's going to give it back to us anyways after Pesach. What kind of loophole is this? This is something that really and sincerely bothers a lot of people, because Baruch Hashem, people are real. They want to do things correctly, they want to do things right, and if they feel that it's a somewhat of a scheme, chaz v'shalom, then they don't want to believe in it or get involved with it. So B'ezrat Hashem, today we'll try to analyze what the source of selling chametz is. Is it something that is reliable, not so reliable, preferable, not so preferable? So B'ezrat Hashem, if and when you do it, you'll have a better understanding of this halakha. Introduction. We have the prohibition, which everyone knows. On Pesach, we have the prohibition, it is asur, it is forbidden to eat chametz. That is something that little children know. There's no chidush over here. However, besides the isur, the prohibition of eating chametz, it's also forbidden for a person to own chametz on Pesach. Bali ra'eh, bali matzeh. You cannot have chametz in your possession. So even if you don't eat chametz, you're not allowed to own chametz. You can't just take your chametz and put it in your closet and hide it there for the duration of the holiday and think, Baruch Hashem, you didn't eat it, so you're good to go. Quite the contrary. Halakha says clearly that if, Baruch Hashem, you keep Pesach in the sense that you don't eat any chametz, but you own chametz in your possession, then chametz sha'avar alav Pesach is asur behana'ah. You're forbidden to enjoy, to derive benefit from this chametz after the holiday. It's forbidden for you to derive benefit from it. You want to eat it, you want to sell it, you have no right to do so. Why? Because you own that chametz on Pesach, there's a knas, there's a fine, it cannot be used anymore. So again, not only could you not eat, you cannot own chametz. With that being said, what do we do with people that own a lot of chametz? You have different alcoholic beverages, you have different cereals and pasta, that Baruch Hashem, it's worth a lot of money. And for you to get rid of it before Pesach, to destroy it, maybe is too much of a financial burden. So what do we do in that case? That's where we have the concept of mechirat chametz, selling the chametz to a goy. Let's understand where the source is in the Chachamim, in the sages. There's a TRO Scepter that says that if you're on a ship, you're on a long journey. See, today when we go on a journey, you go to Israel, 10, 11 hours, you're there, Baruch Hashem. You go to Florida, it's a few hours. You go to Chicago, here, there. You could go around the world. You're there in less than a day. Back then, a journey used to take a long, long time. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months. So the TRO Scepter says if you're in a ship and you're going to be there for a few months and you have your food with you, but during that time period, you will come across Pesach. So you have chametz. What do you do with the chametz? If you throw it out, you'll be left with no food for the next few months. So the Chachamim tell you what you could do is, you could sell it to a goy or give it to him as a matana gemura, and then after the Chag, after the holiday, buy it back from him. And this is a valid procedure. Now, many of the great sages, the Rishonim, the Ritva, the Ramban, and others, want to say that, we see it's only a case that happens once in a while, you're stuck in a ship. But to do this every single year is not appropriate. Nowadays, for most people, they do it every single year. It's a financial loss. For me to throw out all this alcohol, all these different food products, it's too expensive. Therefore, the Chachamim over the generations have made this sale to a goy, covering all the different bases. This way it's going to be good halachically from a Torah standpoint, from a rabbinical standpoint, that the sale to the goy of the chametz is done, where the goy mamash owns the chametz in a sense, that if the goy comes knocking on your doors on Pesach, and you open the door, hey, how are you? How can I help you? He's like, yeah, is this so-and-so? You say, yeah, it's me. Oh, I bought your chametz. You're going to have to give him the chametz. Obviously, he'll have to work out the payments, right, with the rabbi who's your shaliach, your messenger. But at the end of the day, the chametz is really owned by the goy. So when we're talking about mechirat chametz, although 99.9% of the time, the goy eventually, after Pesach is over, tells the rabbi that he's willing to give it back and sell it back to them. If he ever decides not to, and he wants to go on with the sale, you should know it's a binding sale according to Jewish law and according to the law of the land as well. So therefore, when you're selling the chametz, it is a valid sale. Of course, if you could take your chametz and get rid of it before the holiday and finish it up, chazak u'baruch tiyeh, that's the best way to do it. But the sale itself, if you want to use a sale through a competent rabbi, a rabbi that you can rely on, Orthodox rabbi from your community, it is 100% valid according to halakha. With this being said, it is recommended that everyone that has family members or neighbors that Baruch Hashem want to try to keep Pesach, but they don't realize the stringency of not owning chametz. They think it's sufficient just to keep it in their corner in the house. You should go over to them, explain to them the importance, and maybe even bring the contract that you could find in the shul or in many websites. You get them to sign on it to sell the chametz, make sure they close it up during the holiday, and you're protecting them from chaz v'shalom owning chametz on the chag. So as a review, not only are you not allowed to eat chametz on Pesach, you cannot own chametz on Pesach, and therefore every single person that wants to hold on to his chametz must make sure he does a sale with a Rav that's going to be your shaliach, your messenger. This way you'll be able to keep the chag, the holiday, kehilchato, according to halacha, and you'll be able to fulfill the mitzvah according to the Torah's and HaKadosh Baruch Hu's ways. Chag kasher v'sameach.